The one good thing, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but the one thing you can guarantee about international breaks within the middle of a Premier League season is some juicy interviews or players talking a little bit more openly because they're not in their normal club surroundings. We've had Rasmus Hojlund already talking. We've had Christian Eriksen talking. There's an issue with Casemiro in Brazil. I want to get into that tonight, but Bruno Fernandes is hot topic for me tonight, and he has been opening up about private conversations with Sir Jim Radcliffe himself, new co-owner of Manchester United, and his game and how he gets criticised. Now, some people don't actually understand how Bruno operates and what his role is in the team and what he can bring to the team. This is Forever United TV. I'm Adam. Welcome along to the show, everybody. It is our evening show, our full interactive show. So make sure you get into the comments in the live section. Please give the video a like if you're loving what you're seeing, as always, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you are just tuning in and looking at me and going, I know that guy. Yes, it is me. I'm here. This is Forever United TV. I am going to talk about what I'm wearing in a minute because I have to shout out someone for dropping this on me. I'm going to get into that shortly as well. And make sure you do get your comments in on the show when the video has dropped after the live has finished, everyone. Welcome along. I can see all the members dropping in to the chat right now. Hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in earlier on for me and Double A. We were going over some Southgate, Ten Hag conversation. I want to put that to bed because we're going to see enough of bleeding waistcoat man over these next couple of weeks while England are playing Brazil and Belgium. At least they're decent games, aren't they? But yeah, let's talk United. First of all, though, let's talk about this. Yes. Nice. I've got to do a massive shout out to Baller Custom Prints. They are on Instagram. Guys, I have dropped a link in the description below. Give that a click. Get onto their store. They have just sent me this 0203 away kit. Champions League edition. Absolutely loving it. Print. Copy. Absolutely superb. Love this. Forgot all about this kit. Do you know what? Everyone gets carried away with the Ronaldo one from 2008-2009 with the AIG. On it, but the Vodafone one with the silver like chrome print across. Absolutely love this. I've got Scholesy on the back of this one. He's also hooked me up with another shirt with gigs on the back. I think Alfie's going to have that one. And he's got Kaz, one of the latest England training tops, women England training tops, which I'm jealous of. I think she's got the better deal out of all of this. Thank you so much, guys, for dropping us them shirts and that training top. Really, really appreciate that. Massive shout out to them, guys. Go give them a look. They're on Instagram, guys. Check out their store there. Great deals and some proper retro. Honestly, quality gear, guys. Get onto it right now. Let's get into the juicy stuff then. Yes, it's conversation time, interview time. Everyone starts opening up on international duty. Brilliant listening to Kobbie Mainoo earlier on. He was talking to BBC and TalkSport. A little interview with him. There's been loads going on. We've seen loads of pictures. We have 4 Manchester United players in that England squad. One of them in Luke Shaw. We did mention that earlier on today on the midday show at 12 o'clock with Double A, that Shaw is continuing his rehabilitation like Lisandro Martinez is over in Argentina with England. Not fully fit yet and don't expect him to be back after the international break. I think Martinez is closer. We can see him. I'm going to talk about the situation that's going on with Casemiro because there's a lot of reports on that as well going on right now. So, yeah, I want to touch on that and where we're at with that. This is why you should not have an international break in the middle of bleeding March when it's squeaky bum time with less than a dozen bleeding games to go in the Premier League when everything is on the line. We're talking FA Cup semi-finals. We're talking crunch time down at the bottom. Teams are getting deducted points. Jobs are on the line. And then you go and throw boring, friendly, international footballs right into the mix just to piss everybody off and kill any momentum. Actually, I'm actually glad that we have got one this time because we look dead on our feet after that Liverpool game. We're going to need as many players fully rested and little game time as possible over the next 2 weeks because like we said earlier on today, coming back, we have got, 3 games in 7 days, which is Brentford away, Chelsea away and Liverpool at home. We're going to need everyone fit. We're going to need our captain, first of all, which is where I want to start tonight's show. Bruno Fernandes has been chatting about Sir Jim Radcliffe. It's Sir Jim's way. This is what we're talking about tonight on the top of the show. I want to get into what Bruno was talking about. He was going into Sir Jim Radcliffe and actually having private conversations and wanting to speak to the players. We have already spoken, Bruno Fernandes has said. Now, this is beyond refreshing for Manchester United. Let's park the Southgate rumours. I think with that, let's just hope that Ten Hag gets this job done. And we don't need to worry about Southgate. All we have to do is get through this next 2 months well, and we don't have to worry about Southgate. And it's gone then. He can go somewhere else. So, yeah, let's look at the positives and what's going on with Ineos and Sir Jim Radcliffe. Now, we know about all the stuff that's building behind the scenes with the new structure, Dan Ashworth, Barada and everything like that. But the way he's going, like, we know that Sir Jim Ratcliffe was doing the rounds before it was officially announced by United. We was all waiting for the interview, which came about then afterwards. But now the players have started opening up on what is going on and what was happening over these last couple of months with Ineos. And Sir Jim Ratcliffe has spoken with the players and has had private conversations with the players. It is an absolute breath of fresh air knowing that you've got an ownership model which wants to actually speak to players, let the players know where he stands. You know what? We don't want them getting involved too much. We want to leave that to the management side of things. And obviously, too much interference from the ownership, i.e. Chelsea, we can see the model that they are and where that's gone wrong for them. So I think less influence from up above, from boardroom level, the better. But just to actually introduce himself and let them know what he's all about, I think is important. He's touched base with nearly everyone. Everything he has done so far, Sir Jim Radcliffe, has been a positive, apart from the obvious, which we've spoken about today, yesterday, and, all yesterday. We're not going there. I keep saying it, but stop it, Adam. Don't mention his name. I'm going to move past it, I promise you. But yeah, I just think it's important that he sets off on the right foot with everyone at Manchester United. He's building a structure. He's building a new team behind the scenes. And Bruno Fernandes, the captain of the football club, he's spoken with him. We know, and we've seen pictures of him shaking their hands with the likes of Rasmus Hojlund. I'm sure he spoke to every single player now. And everything is hunky-dory. He's made it very clear. I won't say hunky-dory, but let's just say he's made it very, very clear of his intentions. Hopefully, for me, he has just reassured the players that they are looking to invest, they are looking to improve Manchester United, they are looking to up the standards more than anything. And I'm sure that's what he was getting across. I cannot see Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming into Manchester United, having a conversation with the players and accepting what's been going on. In no uncertain terms, I think, in polite terms, I think he would have said, look, we need to be at the top. We need to be competing. You can see the winning mentality in Bruno Fernandes. We'll talk about the downside of that in a minute, like I said at the top of the show. There's more to this Bruno interview, but in terms of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his involvement and him speaking to the players, I think it's a good idea for starters. I'm happy about that. He's made it clear to the players which way he wants to go and where he wants the club to, what direction he wants the club to go in. It's reassurance for the players that he isn't going to be that silent owner. He's going to be putting football first. The players won't know won't know Malcolm Glazer or Avram Grazer if they walked into the changing room. We don't see him enough. So, looking at it, I think just to make it clear from the get-go that his intentions are to make Manchester United good and let the players know about that, I think that is important. And I think that, especially with the captain Bruno Fernandes and letting him know where he stands with everything, I think is vital going forward. And that's it. You draw the line there. You don't need to get involved anymore. He's obviously employed the people that he needs to come in below him and run the club. So we move from there, and I think that's what's important in all of this, that communication is paramount and everyone knows where they stand. I think that's key, because we've talked about players thinking they can rule the roost, and we talked about player power. And why I wanted to bring this up is because you've got an owner now who's open to actually speaking to the players himself. He's come in and he's gone, yep, I am Sir Jim Ratcliffe, blah, 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 and I'm in charge of everything going on right now. So it basically scrunches up that piece of paper and launches it to the bin of how things used to be at Manchester United. So it makes a captain like Bruno Fernandes feel like the effort that he does put in is going to be rewarded. It isn't going to go unnoticed. Whereas other players have just waltzed into this team for underperforming, and we've been rewarding mediocrity. That's not going to happen anymore. I think this is important. If the players know that the man who is paying the wages and who is ultimately in charge of the football side of things is hands-on, then it puts a different sort of mindset into their heads and what they're thinking and how Manchester United are going forward. And ultimately, I feel it ups their game. We have 5 new members in the house straight away, gifted by Stephen Harper. Thank you so much, Stephen. Absolutely brilliant. They have gone to Defied Horseman, Teddy, Niles Delta, Karsten Nielsen, and Carl B. Jacob. Welcome to the Members Club, my friends. You are more than welcome to the FUTV army. Loving that. Thank you so much, Stephen. That's really appreciated, mate. That's legendary stuff, that. And talking about legends, we have the Honest Tiger in with a super chat. Hi, Adam. Here's £10. Can you do another comp for a lucky member to win an FUTV mug? Thank you. Keep up all the great work you do for us. Legend. Honest Tiger. Of course I will. I will do one for the Brentford game. I think when we come back, we'll do a score predictor, as in player score predictor for that game. We'll open it up to the members and we will get someone winning one of the legendary mugs. One of the FUTV Army mugs, I think. Definitely. Adam, just call him Gary Northens instead. Doesn't sound as bad. I don't know what that means. Stephen Harper, legend. Yes, will Man United. Thank you for bigging up Steve as well as the Honest Tiger. Let's get them likes up, everybody. We're at 72 now. Let's see if we can hit that 100 mark sharpish. Don't forget, guys, all of the links to everything, including the shirt that I'm wearing and where I got it from, is in the link in the description, alongside the likes of SofaScore, our partners and our sponsors as well on the channel. Download the QR code bottom corner, or there is another link in the description below for that as well. I'll talk about them a little bit later. But guys, I want to get into your thoughts on Ineos and where we're at today. Now, has the news about Southgate put you off Ineos coming in, and that old say, not an old saying, but the old conversation from, I think it was a couple of months ago at least now, when they were talking about that British core? Does it scare you that the Southgate news came in? Are you still on the positive? We've talked about all of the garbage about Southgate over the last few days. I'm not getting into that. I want to get on the Ineos side of things. Does it put you off a little bit? Has it concerned you that this is actually happening right now? I don't think I've asked this question to you yet, but how deeply are you looking into this? Like, is this a worry for you that they are looking at the likes of Southgate and what looks like a yes man? Or are you looking at everything else and all the other good that they've done so far and gone, you know what, I can see past all of that. I'm not too worried. Communication is there. Everyone knows where they stand. They are doing everything properly, structure from top to bottom. Let me know where you're at. Andrew Shaw says, well said, Adam. The international breaks are a pain. I have not spoken to one fan that likes them. No, nobody likes them. They're shit. They just get in the way, don't they? Stu said he needs a mug. I think we might give a couple away this weekend. I think I'll add to that. I'll double up on what Honest Tiger has done and donate another one out as well. Just through, you're just inspiring me with all your generosity, guys. That's what it is. I'm on the positive, says Lewis Jackson. I'm liking that. Stephen Harper, no, because I think it's all a wind up after such a brilliant weekend for Manchester United and Eric Ten Hag. Stephen, I see where you're going. You know what? Someone said the other day, I can't remember who it was, and I do apologise because I would like to have mentioned the name because it was a great chat, a great comment that came up, and it was, do you think Manchester United are letting this go out there so everyone gets behind Ten Hag? I mean, honestly, they've got no allegiance to Southgate. He's nowhere near Manchester United right now, and Ten Hag is in situ. So maybe the club have released it and said, look, this might actually get fans right behind Ten Hag in all of this. I thought it was a great comment, and one that we have to take seriously, I think, as well, because it is a reality, I think, when you look down into it properly. I think that could be a possibility. You know what United are like for leaking stuff out and pushing things across? We did get the announcement today as well about a fourth friendly this pre-season. So the fourth game has been announced now, which is Rangers in Edinburgh. That was I can't remember the date of it actually, but yes, we're playing at Edinburgh against Rangers. So that's Rangers, Arsenal, Real Betis and Liverpool so far. 4 games announced. I know there will be another 2. So there'll be one in and around that Edinburgh one, another one, European one, probably a Scandinavian one, and then there'll be a one when we get back home, maybe 2 when we get back home. They may split the teams again, like they did last time with the Aviva game over in Ireland, and then you've got the one at Old Trafford as well. So I think 4 announced, there'll be at least 2 more, possibly 3 more. 6 or 7 games is usually the average for Man United's pre-seasons, which Ten Hag is a big part of. London 1965-7 has donated the membership, which has gone to Wayne Shevlin. Wayne, welcome to the Members Club. London, legend. Thank you so much, my man. Love that. The Honest Tiger says, do you really think they go for Southgate? If they did and got him, he make Maguire captain. Oh, God, no, please. That is a double shiver down the spine. No disrespect to Harry Maguire. He's had a good season. I'm not saying that, but he's not our captain. He isn't our captain. I'm sorry. It would be going backwards. It really would. And he's got 1 year left. He's not going to get a new deal at United. Even if Southgate came in, I actually don't think he would make Harry Maguire captain. I don't. Andrew Short says, yes, it concerns me about Ineos, but how true is Southgate's story? But I have to say, everything else looks good about Ineos up to now. I agree with that, yeah. It's just like, don't bring them stories up, man. Like, seriously. Leo says, it depends if they start going for just English players. Some will be proof in the pudding. I don't think it's just going to be English players. There isn't enough of them, I don't think, that we can actually get our hands on. You have to question Ineos' intelligence or thinking when it comes to Southgate. He has 0 record at a big club, 0 record anywhere, really. Hojlund will 100% be fit next game, hopefully. Yes, he will. People actually moaning on social media about Hojlund going out, Man United releasing him for international duty. He's only played 60 minutes, 70 minutes. Well, yeah, he needs more game time. It's brilliant that he's going out on international duty, because when he comes back, he'll be fully match fit, and we don't lose another game having to play him half-heartedly. Get out there, get another half hour, get another 60 minutes, whatever. The more match sharpness that these players now that have just come back can get on international duty, the better for us. Alongside that, you've also got all of the players resting at home. I don't think Anthony went out. I don't think, Casemiro definitely. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but Lewis Jackson is the latest member to join on this stream alone. That was gifted by Honest Tiger. Thank you, Honest Tiger, again. He is on the donation march tonight. And Lewis, welcome to the Members Club, mate. A lot of opportunities are going to be opening up to the members as well, guys. If you do want to be part of the FUTV army, the legendary status, which is the FUTV membership scheme, then just click on the join button below the screen there, or drop in the description. There is a link there to become a member. There are incentives coming and something special which we are building on the side of YouTube as well, which you are part of, and create with me a whole new platform for the future of football watch-alongs. I will tell you more in a members post and members video, again, with the updates on that just after this weekend, or probably this weekend, guys. So stay tuned for that. Also this weekend, guys, the content is going to be changed up again a little bit. I'm away this weekend, believe it or not. The content keeps on coming, though. It will be on location and something a little bit different for Paper Round as well for you guys. There will be a croissant involved, I promise you. God, the criticism I got for not having a croissant on my Paper Round video, even though it wasn't a Paper Round video. I mean, come on, people. You completely throw me out where I was then, guys. But, yeah, I wanted to get back to the Bruno interview before we move on, because I've got quite a lot to talk about tonight. Over 400 in the room, over 600 likes. Yeah, I'll be going blonde. Not quite yet. Over 100 likes. Please keep liking the video and hitting that subscribe button, guys. I appreciate you all, you fantastic people. Actually, I'm going to get into the chat. You guys are on it tonight, guys, so let me just do some more of your comments. I feel like I didn't get through enough earlier on today with Double A, so let's get into it. Are we looking at Paul Mitchell? I don't think we are, Rajat. I think he could possibly be on the cards to replace Ashworth at Newcastle. I think he's already distanced himself away from taking any role at Manchester United as well. Henry Long, Adam, I don't trust the gym and Ineos based on what I have read about him. He is ruthless, as we are all going to find out. Do you agree? I like the ruthlessness, mate. Honestly, he can't make United any worse, can he? Maybe he needs that ruthless touch at United right now. Maybe some people need putting in their place. If he is going to cut jobs and cut corners in terms of the outgoings of Manchester United and streamline our finances, it has to happen. You have to look at reality. Reality is United definitely need to be organised and restructured. That bit, I think, is great. What happens in the future, I don't know. I think I'm more concerned, if I'm looking deeply into it, what happens further down the line rather than right now. I think right now, he is exactly what we need. He is exactly what we need. And I think that hard hand is definitely he's going to go and coincide, I think, with Erik ten Hag, which is, again, another reason why I'm poo-pooing the Southgate stories and rumours altogether. Because someone tells Stu I do the cooking in this relationship. Stu, Gray does the cooking. Stephen Harper, there is also a story about Erik ten Hag dreaming about going to Bayern. Funny, these stories come out now on international break. Honestly, guys, the one thing international break brings, like I said at the top of the show, is interview stories. Journalists, media, trying to find something out of nothing as well. That's come out from the Bayern account. Oh, God, I forgot his bleeding name now. I know exactly which one you mean, Stephen. Christian Falk, that's the one. Talking about Erik ten Hag dreams of going back to Bayern Munich one day. He was there. Well, Pep Guardiola was there as his understudy. So it's very important that we look at the reality of the situation right now more than what people are reading. The reality is he is going to be here until the end of the season. As fans, we have to support the team on the day. We can talk about it afterwards and dissect everything that's gone on in a game or in a match or over the space of a week like we always do. But at the end of the day, just look at what's in front of us right now. I think we will beat Coventry. I mean, to be honest, April is going to be key. Like, when we come back from international duty, it's Easter weekend, we are away, Saturday night football at Brentford, and we need a result there. Then we've got Chelsea away, which kickstarts April's games, which includes the semi-finals. If he doesn't get through that semi-final, I don't think we're going to have a problem. It'll be a tight game. I think we'll respect Coventry, but let's be honest, United are going to win the semi-final. And that's not me being cocky or disrespectful in any way. I think we will. And that's him to the end of the season. The only way that Ten Hag goes before the end of the season is if we're out the FA Cup and we have dropped more points in the league, which make it virtually impossible for us to make top 4 or 5. That's it. Are you still doing England-Brazil watch-along? Leo, no, it's going to be England-Belgium because I forgot I'm at a bleeding wedding this weekend, mate. So, Leo, no, it won't be Saturday night. So enjoy your Saturday night, guys. I will be knocking a few back, strutting my stuff on the dance floor, and yeah, kicking back a little bit, having a bit of a relaxing weekend. The content's still coming, guys. Don't you worry. It'll be a little bit different anyway, so you're all going to want to be tuned in for that one anyway. Well, United, did the pigeons fly away with Adam's croissants? No, they didn't. That was an inopportune cough as well, by the way. Cliff Red 7, need more of your watch-alongs, mates. I've always said it, and I will say it again, not with our Liverpool rival fan friend. That won't be happening, because obviously I am not on top of the league anymore. No issues at all with anything going on there, as I've said many times before. It just we needed to put full concentration into FUTV because it was becoming that busy. So it is all going to be on this. And like I said, if you are a member, you will know about other things that are coming up as well on our platform which we are building together. Me and you, the members, are going to be building our own stage, pretty much, basically, is what I'm saying. That's what it's going to be. Rangers played on Saturday, 20th of July. Yes, that was the confirmed date. Thank you for that one. I switch off from the media, etc. when international breaks because they're making silly talk to rattle us fans. Well, they won't, because you won't break our spirit. We are Manchester United. We are stronger. Will, he's on it tonight. Oosh. He's all over that. Thank you, Will. He's shouting it out there. It's got a massive long list of green going down the screen there. That means that everyone there is a member. Shalahat in the Sunshine is the latest member. That was gifted by the Honest Tiger. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much, Honest Tiger. Again, we need to get 3 defenders. 2/3 need to be centre-back, João Neves, and a centre-forward. Ooh, that's going to cost a lot of money. That is going to cost an awful lot of money. Okay, right, yeah, I wanted to talk about Bruno Fernandes, guys, as well. It was within the same interview that he was talking about how people don't understand his role, like how he gives the ball away. He actually does listen to what people say. You can tell he does, because he's talking about how people criticise him giving the ball away a lot and not being able to find a man with a pass and so on and so forth. We know the criticism, he gets it all the time. But what he did say in that was, I play at a number 10 role, and obviously it's already passed through the lines at that point, and there isn't many people to then pass it to. So you're looking at ball retention, centre-backs, deep-lying midfielders. They get a lot of the ball. The passes are great. But Bruno Fernandes is paid to create chances. He's paid to take risks. He's paid to take criticism, essentially, because that's what that man in that position gets. If your team is successful, no one is talking about Bruno Fernandes missing so many passes. He's right about that. I go back to the very first time that Bruno Fernandes signed for Manchester United. It's great getting all of this praise and all of these well wishes from United fans and everyone loving what I'm doing and how I play football. But there will be a time when you hate me. He said this. Bruno Fernandes knew this was coming. This is why Bruno Fernandes is a Manchester United player, because of his mentality, being able to handle the criticism that comes his way, knowing what's coming his way, because of how he actually plays. So that, for me, is why Bruno Fernandes is always in this team, because it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what anyone criticises him with. And yes, his petulance is annoying. And yes, sometimes he does try the wonder ball and the Hail Mary. But let's be honest, he does create more than anyone in our team. And he is the one that has always taken the stick. I think he's taken more stick than any player. I think even sometimes more than the likes of Marcus Rashford. Roddy Johnson says, we are building you an army, Adam, my man. We have got an army. The membership count at the moment, guys, is upwards of 300 on FUTV, which is mental, guys. That is starting to be an army. It really is. It really is. I'm loving that. It is brilliant. Nick Hughes, we've got more wingers than the RFA. RAF, sorry. We need to strengthen the spine first. We do need central midfielders, centre-backs, and another centre-forward. I totally agree. Completely agree. Quickly, just on the Bruno one again there before we move on to the next story. It's like a goalkeeper. Defenders get criticised for making a mistake, but they've always got that cover. When the goalkeeper makes a mistake, it's usually a goal. He gets heavily criticised. When Bruno Fernandes makes a mistake, it's usually a ball being hit too far and it misses the striker. Whereas other players, you know what I mean. It's the end of the line and Bruno takes the flak because he's not delivered that ball right at the end. And that's the problem we've got. Sim, a great result and performance, and now linked to Southgate. At least give the fans a week of happiness. Yeah, they won't let us, Sim. They won't, will they? They just want to bring us back down again. That's what it is. Hi all. Kaz video, the dad dancing at the wedding, and post it. Steady on, Fred. Steady on. I'll do the video and post it myself. Oh, yes. Right, I want to move on. I want to talk about Casemiro. 150 likes in the bag, by the way, guys. Thank you. Keep them coming. Loving all the support, as always. You never let me down, do you? You never let me down. Quickly, just a couple more chats before we move on. Stephen Harper. If Bruno acting like that to actually take pressure off the other players, maybe. Anthony Wisdom, we need more players like Bruno's mentality. He just keeps on going no matter what is put in his way. If I had a say, I'd play him as an 8 and discipline his role a bit more. Good point. Good point. A lot of times we have spoken about Bruno being harnessed and that energy and that firecracker energy because he is a live wire and he does get carried away quite a lot in terms of his positional sense and that discipline of it. I do understand what you're saying with that. Right. Let's move on to Casemiro then. Casemiro. Now, there's a few stories come out with Casemiro regarding him and a lot of criticism coming the medical team's way. So, how I look at it, and this is my opinion on this, is like Casemiro clearly doesn't fancy the international break. He's at an age, and you know what I mean by this. This is a complete opinion piece from me and where I stand with it. The rumours that are going around to me just shout out that that Casemiro wasn't keen on going on international duty. I feel like Brazil have caught wind of this and have acted first and called out Casemiro and said he is injured and not available. Then that pretty much stumps United in playing him at all in that Liverpool game. Because they've come out first, it means that United can't do anything. If he plays for United, it makes Casemiro look like an absolute idiot who's disrespecting his country and international duty. I just feel like he's looking at it now. I think he's at a certain age where he just wants to nurse himself better. If he feels any knock at all, then he isn't going to play. I think he could have played at weekend. I do think he could have played at weekend, but he's not done it simply because of the international break. And there's a lot of people going in on the medical team at United again. It's easy to go on United's medical team at the moment because we know why. Because of all the injuries and everything that's been going on with the football club in that department recently. But still, I think just Casemiro just wants to nurse himself through to the rest of the season. I think he's that type of character that wants to commit to Man United and make sure that he's available for the team from now until the end. And there is praise that needs to be put on that. I mean, I hate international duty, but I don't think any player should shirk an international call-up. That's my stance on it. But if he feels like he has felt anything, even if it is playable, and he wants to be 100%, then it's the right decision to make. He needs to be 100%. And when it comes to muscle injuries, or if he's felt something in his hamstring or anything like that, knocks are knocks. You move on, you get past it. Muscle tears, muscle injuries, season enders. That's what they are. So I look at it and I go, yeah, I need to be 100%. I need to be fully ready for what's coming. And it is going to be hell for leather. Game after game after game after the international break. It is going to be very busy for Manchester United. So I'm liking his stance on it. It is friendlies only. And there is no jeopardy at all in these games. So, yeah. Let someone else make a debut for Brazil. That's what I say on it anyway. Michael says, Adam, what are your thoughts on the season so far? Bit of a disaster, mate, and we shouldn't be in the situation we're in right now. We should be up in the Champions League places. And you will say, why are you saying that? I mean, this is the same season as we had last season, except we lost to Fulham, Bournemouth and Crystal Palace at home. That's it. It's exactly as it was last season, apart from going out of Europe in the Champions League and falling at the first hurdle pretty much in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, they're two big ifs, but you know what I mean. In terms of the league, we're pretty much where we was last season if we'd have won them two. If we'd have won them 3 games against Fulham, Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. There's no excuse for losing them games. We would have been comfortably looking at being in the Champions League and not even talking about Ten Hag's job. He's looking at his 3rd final in 2 seasons, already won a trophy, and could finish in the Champions League place again. It's all ifs, I know, but if Ten Hag manages to get Champions League football and gets an FA Cup, he would have been, for me, the most successful manager post Sir Alex Ferguson, without a shadow of a doubt. That's what he would have been. And then we can all just shut up. But it could have been so much better. It's all right doing it now and getting there, and we'll all breathe a big, long sigh of relief. But how much better could it have been? Like, all you had to do was take maybe 5 points out of them 3 games, and United would have been comfortably looking at top 4 for me right now with the games that we've got left. But he lost all of them. That's why he's got this burden on him. That's why it's so heavy on his shoulders right now, carrying this team forward from now until the end of the season. That's what we got to deal with, and I think that's where he's struggling with it. Funny how these players have something to say following a good victory, but all we will hear otherwise is leaks full of backstabbing from the dressing room. That's if we lose, you mean, I think, mate. And that's Remnants 100. Bruno Fernandes is our machine, says Maffo. Molio says, hi Adam, watching from South Africa. Thoughts on Erik ten Hag, his management style and style of play? Do you think he is the right man for the job? Right man to see us through to the end of this season. Need to win the FA Cup and get Champions League. Otherwise, we're hearing Southgate's going to come in. I'd rather have Ten Hag's methods than Gareth Southgate's. I'm not convinced by Ten Hag, no, to answer that question. I do need to see a style of play very, very soon. I do, because very, very soon means like next season, if he actually does get what's needed to keep his job. So, yeah, it's, again, the uncertainty, the unknown, really, with Ten Hag. He could be a lot. Will we find out if he has got the X Factor? He needs to survive this season and get into that third one. Then we might see the first manager get past. I might see the first manager actually get 3 seasons in situ at United. That would be a big moment on its own. I can't believe Cass gets the stick he does when Rashi gets away with boozing the night before practice and is in the lineup every game since. Adam, I'm with you. I don't understand Casemiro criticism. I do understand people saying he is old and we cannot rely on him or build around him for the future. We need a replacement. But in terms of what he's done for this team, poor at the start of this season, but has come back with a bit between his teeth, and I think he's been good. I really do. And if he wants to make sure that he's available from now until the end of the season, then I'm right behind him. Right behind him. Henry Long, Adam Bruno is passionate and proud to wear the shirt and be captain. He has not missed a game. Shows how superbly fit he is, don't you think? Mate, he's a model professional. A model professional. You can criticise his game and his decisions on the pitch, but as a professional footballer and someone you can rely on to be there for you and tough it out, then Bruno Fernandes is right there at the front. He's on the front line when you're in it. Cliff Red, Europa League is our level. We will just get nowhere in the Champions League. We will if we buy some players this summer and we change things around. That's what I believe. David Heusman says, Southgate being spoon-fed at England, he will never cope at United. He will crash and burn, mate. You are dead right. Michael Bethwaite says, out of all the managers we had, who was the best manager post Alex Ferguson? Well, in terms of trophies, that would be Jose Mourinho. In terms of us turning a corner, the closest we've had is Erik ten Hag for me. It is. Like, he is so close to being Manchester United's manager going forward. Like, he's got all in his hands. All his players are coming back. Like, everyone is going to be back in this Man United team come that next Liverpool game, I think. I think he'll even have Luke Shaw back available. Martinez. So, the first week of April, when all he has to do is win... all he has to do. Right, we've got 10 games to go, maximum 12. So a dozen games max left this season. I think out of the 10 league games, I think he needs to win a minimum of 7. If he wins 7, I think we are going to make it. That's what I think anyway. A couple of draws, maybe that will help. I think Villa and Spurs will all drop points. That is a big ask, by the way. A massive ask to get 7 wins from them last 10 games, considering who we've got. But we can do it. We've shown we can do it. So let's get to it, is what I say. And then he will be clearly the most successful manager post Alex Ferguson. Because that means he's qualified for the Champions League back-to-back and won a trophy in back-to-back seasons. So the first manager to do that, that is definitely the best that we've had post Sir Alex Ferguson. Anyway, another membership gifted, taken by Jonathan Brooks. That obviously came from the man that is the legendary The Honest Tiger. Thank you so much, mate. And Jonathan, welcome to the Members Club. Our 9th new member of the show, everybody. Amazing. Barella from Inter is Ashworth's priority. Wanted him at Newcastle, but didn't want to go. That's why they got Tonali. I'm glad they got Tonali. That worked out well. That was Ashworth as well, though, guys. Don't forget. So, yeah, maybe not quite doing his job there and finding out the nitty-gritty, unseen information about what was going on there over in Italy. Verbal saying, give him a proper summer with structure and he will see progress. I'm sure of it. Convinced of it, he's saying. Guys, keep liking the video. We are just creeping up to the 200 like mark. Thank you so much. Well over 400 in the room with us. Absolutely smashing it. Hit that subscribe button if you're tuning in for the first time. We're on the road to 50k, guys. Not far away. We want to try and get there before the end of the season if we can. That would be amazing. It really would. And we do have plans for the summer ahead as well. Cliff says, Adam, loving your optimism, Adam. Get some players and make changes. Be amazing if you are right. Let's keep the faith. Guys, we're a football fan channel here. Like, we're allowed to be fickle. We're allowed to give our hopeful comments and try and find a positive out of any situation. That's what football fans are supposed to do. We can be real, like I always am. I say it as it is. Spade's a spade. You know what I mean? Call it out. When we're crap, we're crap. When we're good, we're good. It's pointless saying we're good, but yeah, I can still see us being crap. Just enjoy it. You're a fan. Enjoy that moment. Keep the level-headedness, but still, don't let the criticism and people thinking that our standards are dropping just because we celebrate a win. If you can't celebrate a win, it's pointless being a football fan. So all these people talking about the quarter-final bus parades, all these bitter, jealous Liverpool fans. Yeah, I mean, jealous, yeah. That's a rich one. But I know they've got a lot more to play for, but hey, they haven't won anything apart from the Carabao Cup yet, which is what we did last season. So they could end up getting a Champions League place and the Carabao Cup, and that's it yet, which is pretty much what we did last season. So then we can throw it back in their face. Because if we actually do manage to get in to them Champions League places and win the FA Cup, we could effectively have a better season than Liverpool. Figure that one out. That is a reality right now and what can happen from now until the end of the season. Mental how football works. But wouldn't it be fitting in Jurgen Klopp's last season that United end up finishing in the Champions League just like Liverpool? They end up losing out in the Europa League and the league, and we win the FA Cup. And Man United actually have a better season than Liverpool. Madness. Absolute madness. But yeah, that is a possibility. What else have we got in? Alan says, other channels said Ten Hag to Bayern and Southgate to United. What's happened every day? New story. We don't care what the other channel says. There's a definite no at the moment. Ten Hag wants to stay at United. Yes, there are offers for him, other jobs in Germany. Maybe including Bayern, I don't know. There's an offer back for him at Ajax as well. We know all of this, but if he gets the results he needs this season, he's going to be staying at United. It's simple as that. 10 members for the show. Fred has just donated one, taken by Jarvis Cocker. Welcome, Jarvis. Again, I know you've been a member before, but welcome back again, my friend. Good to have you back on board the Madrid Army train, as we call it. I wanted to talk about the news about Alvaro Fernandes not hitting it off in Benfica. It's another concern for another young loanee player not hitting the mark. You can see at the bottom of your screen there, guys, a tweet which I have put out, which does read concerningly for Manchester United that Alvaro Fernandes is taking too long to convince Benfica to sign him, and he's been criticised for not giving them any security at left-back. Benfica are now unlikely to use their $6 million buying option to sign him this summer. Well, now, that's gone a little bit pear-shaped and gone south on Alvaro, hasn't it? Very quickly as well. There is a certain amount of games that if he plays, then it's an obligation to buy for Benfica. And he did set off quite well. He has had a few appearances for him. But still, when you look at it and break it down, it's not been good enough for Benfica. So, yeah, not ideal. Another player that isn't doing very well, and another concern for Manchester United again. But we do need a left-back. I'm not as fussed about Alvaro coming back as a few other players. Maybe we could utilise Alvaro. Our younger players seem to be hitting it off more when they manage to get through our academy into our first team rather than going abroad. Just doesn't work sometimes. Now, I'm not saying he can't turn it around from now until the end of the season, but I wouldn't be too concerned if Alvaro came back and was utilised by United. He could be good cover at left back for United. If we did go out and buy another left back, I mean, Luke Shaw isn't going to be around forever. We know in that situation and that position that we are struggling right now as well. So we'll see. We'll see if he actually does end up turning his season around at Benfica and the obligation is triggered. But right now, the noises coming out from Portugal are that it isn't going too well, and Alvaro at the moment looks like he's on his way back to Manchester United. Another player that won't be at Manchester United, which we know about, and I think was clear, and we've not talked about it much at weekend, but with all of the subs we needed to use, we had 120 minutes worth with no Casemiro, not fully fit Mason Mount, and Sofian Amrabat did not make an appearance, not even off the bench. Tells you absolutely everything about where that man is going to end up playing his football after this season. He has not cut the mustard. He is nowhere near good enough for Manchester United in the Premier League. I had high hopes. I'm going to admit I did have high hopes for Amrabat, but it has just not worked out for him, sadly. And you know what? We tried. We were sensible. We didn't commit to buy. We did some good business. Out of the criticism that came this summer, and I've criticised the Mason Mount signing because of the position he plays and what we could have done. I criticised the Onana signing. It has now looked like Manchester United have done, I would say it's been a 70-30 in terms of positive to negative. 70 being positive because Rasmus Hojlund has turned out to be a find. Onana is turning it around and playing well and proving me wrong. I'll hold my hands up at that. He's on 4 or 5 games in a row now where he has done decent for the club. So I can't complain. I will eat my words gladly because a player has turned it around. I haven't got a problem owning up to that. Mason Mount, if he does come good, that'll look even better. But the deals like Sofian Amrabat are where I start to convince myself, or just be convinced by what the club are doing, because before we would have gone out and spent money on that player and been stuck with him. It's now in a position where Manchester United can just go, there you go, take him back. It's not worked. It's not cost us any more. Yes, we had to pay a loan fee, but we could have paid an awful lot more and ended up being stuck with him on a stupidly high wage like we are with a lot of other players at this football club. We know this. And this is important for Manchester United to actually learn from this. And I am actually proud of the club for actually proud of him. I should say this should be normal protocol. I shouldn't be feeling proud because they've actually done a bit of normal business, but it's probably not the right word, proud actually. I'm actually pleased that the club have done this sort of deal. They've looked into it and gone, unproven, a player we need. Can we get him in? We'll pay a higher loan fee just so we've got no obligation. And it's worked out. You know what? He's contributed at times and he's had some alright games. He's filled a hole. And if we end up taking something from the season, it's good business being able to then send him back at the end of the season. So that's all good for me. Acid23, welcome to the members club, my friends. Love that. Thank you. Wow, 11 members in one show, guys. That is epic. Please give the video a like. Can you get me up to 250 likes, guys, before the show is finished? Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as well, everybody. Please also do download the SofaScore app. Scan the QR code, bottom right-hand corner. The best football app out there, guys. It is completely free, costs you nothing, and brings you the best stats and information on your football club. Whoever you are a supporter of, from the Premier League down to the National League, it's all there on the app every game day. Team news, injury news, transfer news, everything you need to know about your team is there on the app. SofaScore brings you everything. We use it on match days here on FUTV. They are partners with us here on the channel. Everything that you do. Just downloading the SofaScore app helps the channel move forward, guys. Please get onto it. Really appreciate it. It costs you nothing. All you have to do is just download the app. It's free. It's on the App Store. It's in the top 20 apps, which shows you how good it is. Please do it. Link is in the description as well if you can't use that QR code or can't scan it. But thank you so much. Also, guys, big shout out to Baller Custom Prints for hooking me up with the 0203 retro Champions League version away kit. Love this kit. Love the chrome Vodafone. I've got Scholesy on the back as well. Legend. And he also hooked me up with a Beckham one for Alfie as well. And got Kaze England training top. Top man. That link is in the description as well, guys. Thank you so much. You're almost there at the 250 like mark, guys. Keep it up. Absolutely loving it tonight. You've been absolutely on the ball. Questions have been awesome. Comments have been on it. Andrew Short. The one game I saw Alvaro Fernandes for United, he looked good. You never know. He might turn out to be a good player. You just don't know. We didn't know that Kobe was going to make it the way he did. We didn't know that Garnacho was going to hit it off. You just don't know. It could go one way, it could go the other. But at the end of the day, you've got to give it a chance. And I just feel like players that get given a chance, we can judge properly. I feel like the likes of Hannibal, the likes of Palestre, Alvaro Fernandes, Ahmad, just haven't been given the real run-out and opportunity that they deserve. And I feel like everyone just needs the chance to judge them properly by seeing them play for a prolonged amount of games. And I just don't think they have had them. I don't think they've had that. And that's something that I think everyone wants to see. We want to be able to judge for ourselves, don't we, at the end of the day? End of the show. Thank you very much, guys. Absolutely brilliant. We're just about to hit that 250 like mark. Give it a like before you finish, guys. All the new members, all the super chats, donations are much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much for tonight. It has been an absolutely brilliant show. The international break is already well underway, guys. Thursday tomorrow, already nearly through the week already. Man, it's going quick. It won't be long before we're lining up against Brentford. I'm nervous, but hey, that's it. Acid23, the new member, just before we go. Adam, I haven't forgotten, but I still owe you a beer when you're next over in the East Mids. No problem, Acid. I'll be there. Hopefully. East Midlands. Who are we playing there? I don't know. Something will come up. I don't remember who we've got now. Is there anyone down there this season? No, I don't think so. But yeah, hey, I'll still be there when it comes about, mates. 250 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Love that. So we're going to end the show on that note. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Love that. Brilliant show. And I'll see you all tomorrow. 12 o'clock. I'll be back unless something breaks. Not in the house, but breaking news-wise. Until then, guys, see you all later. Have a great rest of your evening. And, yeah, up the Reds.